What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we are doing a years later review of the Aurora 88 Anniversary Fountain Pen. This is number 120, if I can zoom in there, 120 out of 188. Aurora did this as like their main foray into flex writing fountain pens. They have since brought out this in the Aurora Optima finish, but at the time it was only the 88, and I believe the red finish was the second color released. I do not remember what the first one was, but when these came out, man oh man, you had to move fast because they sold out lickety flippin' split. As the models continued to come out and the colors continued to come out, the demand, of course, waned because the colors were already taken. But the first, I would say, like 3 or 4 colors went like hot potatoes. And I actually bought this pen at like 6 a.m. in my bed. So it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I jumped on it, pulled the trigger without really thinking about it too much. Because I was already familiar with Aurora, as I have several Optimas. I've already done many reviews on all the Optimas. I've done the years later review on the Optima with this one here. So check that out if you want to know more about the Optima. But at the time, I had only had this one. I didn't have any of these or any of the many, many others I've had since. So I thought, well, let's just do it. And I was dipping my toe into the whole flex writing experience, but I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, the Noodler's Ahab was basically the only experience that I had. And then I went into this. So I do have a full review if you want to see more details about the pen, but super quick, it is a cigar-shaped pen, all red resin with gold cap band here and their typical ball clip. Like I said, I got 120 out of 188. You get a nice chunky Aurora band here that just says Aurora and nothing else. Tapers down slightly, gold knob for the piston fill, because this is a piston filling fountain pen, like pretty much all of Aurora's main pens. They do make some cartridge converters, but it is certainly not their main bread and butter. Nice ink window here, like all of their pens. Good size pen, fits really comfortably in my hand. You can post it pretty darn securely if you would wish to do so. Nice long grip section, so your thumb doesn't have to go all the way back to the ink window because there is a step up here. My thumb does hit the threads, but you do not feel it whatsoever, and you do have a flare towards the nibs that your fingers don't get all inky. And then you have the nib itself, which looks very different to any other Aurora nibs because this is their flex pen. So it is a 14 karat gold nib with a fine, I don't know if you can see the F there. Yeah, there you can. Oop. Camera's having a really hard time focusing on that. But it is a fine point pen. And they do that so that when you do flex out a little bit, you do get some good line variation. So why don't I show you that? And as I bring this over, you guys really wanted me to do this one. I got a couple comments about it because last time in my last year's review, I talked about the Parker Duofold Centennial, and I mentioned how I want to sell that pen. So check that out if you want to know the story behind that. But I am also selling this pen, and I know some of you have seen the postings before. And so you're like, hey, if you still have it, can you do your year's review just like you did with the Parker? So I said, absolutely, I will. Because I am selling this pen. I'm about to ink it up with Birmingham Pen Company Chrysanthemum, in case you're wondering what ink I'm going to use. So I am selling this pen. Why am I selling this pen? Well, the reason why I'm selling it is because I just don't use it very much. Flex writing is not something that I have found is my main calling. Now, I do have the Pilot Custom 912, and that is a flex writing pen, and I am keeping that because I absolutely adore it. And I will review that pen as like a years later type thing as well. But there's a reason why I love that one, and I don't love this one as much. Apparently I cannot write. Hang on. Fox jumps over the lazy. No matter how many times I've written this sentence, I can't apparently speak and write it at the same time. So yeah, there's a reason why I'm keeping that one and choosing not to keep this one. And it is mostly just because I don't love flex writing as much as I thought I would. This pen is this is what I would call a 50-50. So it's significantly easier to flex the tines than it is on any steel flex nib I've ever used. And as you can see, it holds up pretty nicely. I have had a few like railroading issues, but I've had that with every single flex pen I've ever used. And it's usually because you're just going too darn fast. Or you're using an ink that's also super, super dry. That does have an effect as well. But I do love the fact that it is nice and wet. And even when you're not flexing, this writes beautifully. Like, this is a great, great pen. It's really smooth. It's to be honest, as like an everyday writer, it's almost better than the regular nibs, this flex one, because it is so much more wet and it's a little less feedbacky than most of the Auroras out of the box. So that is definitely beneficial to some people. If you like drier writers, then maybe not so much. But I really like it. For reverse writing, there's really no point with this pen. It's a little scratchy, not too bad. Definitely more dry, but you're not really going to change the whole line variation very much. So yeah, it's primarily because I don't enjoy the flex writing as much as I thought that I would. And I have the Optima, which I much prefer the body of. The 88 is awesome, but I am an Optima person. So do I recommend this pen? Yes, I do. Do I like this pen quite a bit? Yes, I do. And much like the Parker Duofold, I really, really love that pen, and I don't really want to get rid of it, but it doesn't serve my needs anymore. Because A, I've evolved as a fountain pen user. B, I really need to pare down my collection. I have far too many fountain pens, and flex writing pens just don't serve a purpose for my style of writing. So that really is the only reason why I'm getting rid of this pen. And I shouldn't say getting rid of. It's a beautiful pen. I'm letting it go to a home that's actually going to appreciate it. So those are my thoughts after all of these years. Let me know if you have used the flex writing pens. Doesn't necessarily have to be in the 88 body. It could be in the Optima as well. Let me know if you've used it, what your thoughts were. Hit the like button if you liked this video. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more every Monday and Friday, and occasional rando on Tuesday. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you want to help support me and what I do here. And as always, if you are still watching this far in, you are the reason I make these videos. All right, guys, I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Bye. Well, all right. Today it is time to say thank you to all of my Patreons. I am so grateful for you. Today is July 3rd. So if you do not see or hear your name, just be patient. I update it as soon as I can. So for our ultimate human, we've got Daniel Roddy. And then for my VIPs, we have Glenn Kelly, Joan Worthman, Brian Hunter, Aaron C., Luna Wolf Games, Bobby A. Bailey, Bass, Weilei Chang, Brian Law, Lucas Bell, Aubrey Madcourt, Marissa Calvo, Eric Lineman, Jessica Chow, Stephen Baldwin, Carol Lowry, Michael Simon, Sean Sturdy, Catherine Molina, Robert Myers, Bill Pemberton, Karen Epstein, Gretchen Peters, Subi1 Kenobi, Bianca Andrews, and DigitalTent.tech. And lastly, but not least, McCall Bennett Lawrence. So thank you to everyone, no matter the tier you're in, whether it's bottom or top, does not matter. You all make what I do here possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you.